Hello everyone. Happy Monday. I'm so excited to be with you today, and I feel like this is the video that I'm most excited about this month because I am one of those people that when I started wearing makeup, I felt very insecure because I just felt like every other woman out there knew how to do makeup. And I felt stupid admitting that, like, I have no idea how to wear makeup, and I feel like it was like my fear to think I'm doing it correctly and like go out in public and have somebody be like, what are you doing? Which was dumb. But anyway, I really want to empower you to be knowing which questions to ask and feeling confident about your makeup choices. Whether that is choosing not to wear makeup at all, which there is nothing wrong with that. Choosing whether to wear like really dramatic makeup, or, you know, just knowing what your makeup style is, I think is really important. So my personal makeup style is I like to stay pretty natural with my makeup. I like to complement the features that I already have instead of trying to completely recreate my look. And I like my makeup to be pretty timeless. So on a daily basis, I don't wear a ton of eyeshadow. Actually, I'm not wearing any eyeshadow today. I have some concealer on my eyelids, but no actual like eyeshadow. I usually keep it pretty basic during the week, so I'll just do, sometimes I won't do foundation, sometimes I'll just do brows, mascara, and some concealer, and usually something on my cheeks, whether that's bronzer or blush. So keep it pretty simple. But today I want to talk to you about how to keep your makeup looking natural and elegant, and also how to know what color foundation to choose. I feel like that and I wanted to include that in today's video because I feel like it is vital to keeping your makeup looking natural and elegant. So first things first, you want to know what type of foundation you're looking for. Are you more oily? If you are, you might want to consider our powder foundation, or it's called mineral foundation, but I feel like everybody knows what powder foundation is, right? So the cool thing about our mineral foundation is that they are non-nanoparticle, so that means the actual particles are larger than your pores. So they're not going to sink down in and clog your pores and cause cystic acne. Also, they are just minerals, no nasty bismuth or anything like that. So that's the minerals. If you are looking, or like I said, this is great for people with oily skin if you want a lighter coverage. It's also really great for mature skin. So if you have a lot of deeper wrinkles, lines, things like that, this can help so that they're not as accentuated, whereas sometimes liquid foundation can kind of sink down into that and actually accentuate them more. This also gives you a little bit more of a matte finish. So this video, it's kind of basic because I feel like there's so many different ways to wear it. Like some people wear liquid foundation and then they wear powder foundation on top. So anyway, I'm just kind of giving you the basics today. So when to wear liquid foundation? If you maybe have more normal to dry skin, liquid foundation is great. It also has very buildable coverage. So you can use a little bit for light coverage and you can build on that if you want a more fuller coverage. Now, this also gives you a more dewy finish, whereas like I said again, powder will give you more of a matte finish. So instead of being full of a bunch of harmful ingredients such as dimethicone, our foundation, they opt to use things like aloe vera gel, oregano, chamomile, and squalene, which are all really, really great for your skin. So it's kind of like skincare and foundation in the same bottle. Now, another thing to understand is, what is foundation for? A lot of people think it's a self-tanner. It is not a self-tanner, you guys. Something that foundation should do is it should complement your skin's tones, okay? So it should smooth out your skin's imperfections, such as large pores, acne, uneven skin tones, so like redness. It should be a base for your other makeup, like blush and all of that stuff, bronzer, etc. And it should complement your existing features, not change them entirely. So it's not a spray tan. Foundation, again, should match your skin's undertones, which brings me to my next point. You have to know your skin's undertones. And I know this can look really overwhelming. You're like, well, what are even your skin's undertones? So choosing the wrong undertone for your foundation can either make you look really yellow, or it can make you look really ashy. But if you nail your foundation shade, it can make you look healthy and glowing. So if you're looking in the mirror and something just doesn't look quite right, chances are you might not have chosen the right foundation shade. So to determine if you're cool or neutral, you have to know the difference between tone and undertones. So the tone of your skin can change depending on the time of year it is. So maybe you're a light in the winter and a tan in summer, right? But the undertone is the color under the surface of your skin. So that doesn't change. Think of that as like the backlighting to your skin. So you could be a medium, but are you a cool medium or are you a warm medium? This all, again, depends on the undertone. So surprisingly, the color of your eyes and your hair don't necessarily determine your undertone. Now, the three undertones are cool, warm, and neutral. So cool is pink, red, or blue undertones. Warm is yellow or gold undertones. And then neutral can be a combination of both pink and yellow. Olive is actually considered neutral or a combination of both cool and warm. So here's a few ways to determine your tone. What color are your veins, first of all? So your veins in your wrist. So when I look at my veins in natural light, they definitely appear more blue. So if your veins are more blue, you are likely a cool undertone. If they are more green, you're likely a warm undertone. And if you look at your veins and you really can't tell if they are blue or green, if they're kind of like right in between, you're likely a neutral. So you can also use the paper test. This one's really fun. So if you hold a sheet of white paper under your chin and look at your skin in natural lighting, your best bet is to go outside, but I'm actually like right in front of a window here. So stay away from fluorescent lighting because that's actually going to give your skin a green cast. But look at your skin in comparison to the white paper and determine if it looks more pink or more yellow against the white. So I feel like this is kind of a bad example for me because I have foundation on already. But if I would not have foundation on, I would say I definitely appear more pink. So it helps to have a second opinion, so you can always like ask a friend if you need another opinion. But again, if it's indiscernible, you're probably neutral. Now, another way to determine this is, do you look better in gold or silver? So if you're wearing jewelry, do you feel like you look better in gold jewelry or do you look better in silver jewelry? If silver jewelry looks better on you, you're likely cool toned. But if you look better in gold, you are likely warm toned. And if you can't really tell, if you look good in both, you're likely neutral. Also, another tip with foundations is once you figure out the correct shade for where you're at right now, sometimes in the in-between season, so like maybe in the summer, you're a fawn. And that's our liquid foundation shade. And in the winter time, maybe you are a buff. But in the fall, you can be between those two. So what I like to do is do a pump of each on the back of my hand, mix it around, and then that would be my in-between shade. So that's definitely nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I am going to include the blog post here so that you guys can see it as well. Now, I'm going to give you 5 more tips on just keeping your makeup natural and elegant. One thing, if you wear foundation, make sure that you are wearing a blush or a bronzer in your cheeks to add back the natural color that is there under the foundation, because when you're evening out your skin's tones, you're losing that color that is naturally in your cheeks, and adding that back in helps you stay radiant and natural looking without making you look just like, it's just not natural, right? It doesn't give you any dimension to your face to not put back in blush or bronzer or even a contour if you're into that. Now, tip number 2. Be intentional about your brows. I do have a video on my Instagram about brows. It's like a quick little reel. That's a great place to look for more tips. But as a rule, concentrate the most product on the outer 2/3 of your brow. The inner third of your brow should be where you use the least product, or you're going to end up looking like Angry Birds. So that is just a quick tip. Brows can make or break your makeup look. And you can see mine are definitely not perfect, but they have come a long way. So tip number 3, blend, blend, blend. Don't be afraid of wiping your makeup off and use multiple brushes depending on what you're working on. So don't think like one brush fits all. They make multiple brushes for a reason. They really, really do help do different jobs well. Number 4, use a setting spray or a setting powder depending on what your needs are. So if you end up looking powdery at the end, chances are you're going to need a setting spray. I love to use our prebiotic mist for this. It comes out in a really nice stream. It's great for your skin, and I feel like it just helps to kind of really give a little bit of hydration to those minerals. If you end up looking oily at the end of your makeup application, chances are you are going to need a pink veil instead. And the cool thing about our pink veil is that it is very oil absorbing because it has kaolin clay in it. So I just brush that on with the short little kabuki brush at the end of my makeup application. Tip number 5, and this probably should have been tip number 1, is do your makeup in good lighting. And I feel like this is especially important when you are starting your makeup journey, because it's so important to make sure that the foundation that you're wearing complements your skin and does not end up making you look ashy or yellow. Those are all my tips. I hope you guys found this video really, really helpful. And you know, if you look at all of these tips and you're still like, oh my goodness, this just looks overwhelming, I need help, seriously, just send me a picture and I would be so happy to color match you. And maybe even if you want to send me a picture and say, hey, according to the blog post, this is how I feel, is which shade that I am thinking of. What are your thoughts? And I personally, my favorite thing is when somebody sends me a picture of themselves like in natural lighting with no makeup on and be like, hey, what are your recommendations for makeup for me? Like which color mascara should I wear? How should I do my eyebrows? Should I be wearing blush or bronzer? Like, what are your tips? And I love that because I just feel like it gives me the opportunity to walk alongside you and help build your confidence with your makeup application. You're gonna smell it. So those are my top 5, 6 tips on keeping your makeup natural and elegant. Your bonus word for this video is going to be natural. So send that back to me in a text message all by itself, and that will enter you into today's giveaway. All right, everyone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope that you gleaned some helpful tips from this video. All right, see ya.